The Selfish Giant, a story of redemption. There was once a giant, a very large, very strong giant, who owned the most beautiful garden anyone had ever seen. It was tucked behind a tall stone wall, with green grass, silver blossoms, and trees that sang in the wind. Children from the village would sneak in, laughing, chasing butterflies, dancing through the flowers like they belonged there. And truly, they did. But the giant, he didn't think so. One day, he came home after many years away. He saw the children in his garden, and his face turned stone. "What are you doing in my garden?" he roared. The children fled, hearts pounding, eyes wide, and with heavy hands and a heavier heart. The giant built a wall even taller, and nailed a sign: "Trespassers will be prosecuted." The garden fell silent. No laughter, no footsteps, no joy. Then came the frost, the snow, and the north wind. Seasons passed. Spring visited the whole land, but skipped the giant's garden. Birds refused to sing there. Flowers forgot how to bloom. Trees stood bare like forgotten souls. The giant sat by his window and wondered, why is it always winter here? One morning, the giant awoke to a sound, a song, a sweet, high song, carried by the breeze. He rushed outside and stopped. In the far corner of the garden, a tree was in full bloom. Under it stood a small child. The wall had a hole. Through that hole, children had returned. And where they played, spring returned too. The trees stretched their arms again. Flowers opened their sleepy eyes. And the birds, oh, the birds, they sang like never before. The giant's heart melted. He stepped into the sun and smiled. He tore down the wall with his own hands. And every day after that, he welcomed the children. They played together, laughed together. He became their friend, their protector. But the little boy, the one under the tree, he never returned. Years passed, and the giant grew old, tired, quiet. Then one winter morning, he looked outside and gasped. There, under the same blooming tree, stood the boy, older, glowing, peaceful. The giant ran to him. "Where were you?" he asked, tears in his eyes. The boy smiled and said, "You once let me play in your garden. Today, you shall come and play in mine." The giant's heart lifted. He closed his eyes and was never seen again. From that day on, the garden remained alive, with laughter, love, and the memory of a giant who finally understood that joy was never meant to be kept behind walls.